Your first chance to win $1 million in North Carolina's vaccine lottery happens tomorrow.
But finding out the winner could roll into Thursday, Friday, maybe even the weekend. We'll explain the holdup.
Plus, tonight, you should really make sure you're actually entered in the drawing.
Seriously, this Triad woman will show you why you need to check that you'd be able to claim the prize.
I couldn't because they didn't have my correct email address.
We've got an easy step-by-step guide to keep your eye on the ball and your odds of winning big alive. Let's dig into it.
North Carolina is buzzing with vaccine lottery fever. The first big drawing is tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
There are so many folks already dreaming of what they would do with the $1 million prize. I'd start with paying my debts. Then I think I'd invest half, Maddie, and blow the rest on great trips around the world.
You see, I'm told I need to buy investment properties so I can just make more money.
Maybe on a beach. That would be nice.
Hey, I wouldn't mind investing in that.
With so much money at stake, we all want to know exactly how the lottery drawing will go down tomorrow. From now until 6, we're going to show you the step-by-step process, starting with this right here, a random number generator. That's how the state says they will pick the winner, not by drawing lottery balls that you're used to seeing. Now, we're still waiting for specifics on what kind of software program the state will be using. But gaming experts tell me they all pretty much work just like this one on Google does. The state turned all of our names into numbers, then they will set the drawing to include all 4,689,825 people who had at least one dose so far. And then, boom, they will generate a lucky winner and it will pop up. We'll get to the process of how they'll contact you if this is your number in a moment. But first, it's important to look at how the lottery has had an impact on vaccination rates.
Absolutely. Governor Roy Cooper hoped that 4 chances to win $1 million for adults and 4 chances to win $125,000 scholarships for students would be enough to motivate more people to get a vaccine. However, we still aren't seeing a major increase in vaccination numbers. Listen to how the governor responded Friday when a reporter asked him about this.
Not significantly yet. We're seeing a lot of activity, and we're hoping that over the next few days and few weeks that we will see some significant improvement in our numbers.
But actually, vaccination rates declined in the last few weeks. Cooper says excitement might be lower because vaccine lotteries are not new and other states already have them.
We saw Ohio's boost to be very early in the process, but they were the very first one. And now these are in states across the country. And so we're not seeing as big of an early boost that Ohio saw, but we're hoping that we will see steady improvement throughout this.
The governor hopes the publicity of the first drawing will help amp up vaccination efforts. And that's part of the reason why if you win, the rules say you do not have the right to remain anonymous. The state may use your name, image, and likeness for publicity purposes. However, you can choose not to accept the prize money. A spokesperson for the state says all vaccination data and personal information is kept in a secure HIPAA-compliant system maintained by the health department. The state says that information is only used to award the prize money. Now, even though the drawing is tomorrow, we might not know who won for several days. State officials say they have to go through a lengthy process of verifying that that individual does not fall under any exclusions from participation in the program. Then they have to get in touch with the winner and get their permission to give them their money and release their identity. The state will either call or email you, and you only have 48 hours to respond before they'll start moving on to one of 20 alternates. No identifying details will be revealed before you agree to take the prize.
Now, if you're already vaccinated and your information is in the state's COVID vaccine management system, you're entered. Those vaccinated after June 10th are entered twice. A record of at least one dose of vaccine must be documented by a vaccine provider by last Sunday at midnight for this drawing. Now, if you get it after that, don't worry, you'll be entered in other drawings. To be eligible, you must live in North Carolina. U.S. citizenship is not required, though. This also includes homeless people in North Carolina and people using vehicles in North Carolina as homes. You have to be at least 12 years old, and you've got to receive at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine at a site located in the state of North Carolina that is documented by a vaccine provider. People who traveled to our state from other places or even from other countries for the purpose of being vaccinated, they don't get in on all of this. They're not eligible. And the Department of Defense has not shared vaccine data with the state. So people who got their shot at a VA have not been entered into the drawing. Now, there is a really easy way to make sure your information has been entered into the lottery correctly. Just check the COVID-19 vaccine portal online. When you got vaccinated, you probably got your vaccine provider. You probably gave them your phone number, your email address. Well, if you provided an email address, you should have gotten an email inviting you to register on the COVID-19 vaccine portal. If you didn't do it back then, you can still search the inbox for the subject line, "Welcome to the North Carolina COVID-19 vaccine portal." That email contains a link to set up your password. Your COVID-19 vaccine portal username is also listed in the email. Now, if you did not get that email, you may need to update your contact information through your vaccine provider or the vaccine portal help desk. This happened to one of our reporters for WFMYnews2.com. Megan Allman went through this process to make sure it works for you. In doing that, she found out the state had the wrong email address for her.
I think could be frustrating for anyone because, who doesn't want a chance at $1 million, So I was just trying to, see for myself what it's like for other viewers who may have the same question as me.
Because she went through that process, they were able to get her email correct. And after talking with her, I thought, boy, I should check mine too. Turns out, get this, the state had the wrong phone number listed for me too, and they had to fix that also. Now, one catch to all this, if you got your shot at a pharmacy that was run through a federal program, so you will not show up in the North Carolina COVID vaccine portal. But the state says you are still entered to win the big prize. The best way to confirm your entry is by calling your pharmacy to double check your contact information is correct. They'll let you know if it is.
So kids between the ages of 12 and 17 who have gotten at least one dose of the vaccine will be automatically entered into 4 drawings to win $125,000. That money will come in the form of a scholarship toward post-secondary education. But if you do not use the money for college by the time you turn 25, you'll then get that money to use it however you like.
Okay, I hate to be the bummer, but you do have to pay state and federal taxes on whatever you win. According to the IRS, lottery winnings are taxed at 24%. And then there's North Carolina taxes on top of that, another 5.2%. So according to the North Carolina Department of Revenue, here's the numbers crunched on all this. If you win the $1 million vaccine lottery, you take home roughly $707,500.
Doesn't have the same ring as $1 million, but still good. North Carolina joins 11 states that are already doing vaccine lotteries. One of Ohio's lotto winners says the money is nice, but it's even better to be fully vaccinated and start getting life back to normal.
I think it's real important that everybody gets the vaccine. Everybody that doubts it, it was no big deal. 2 little pinches and you were done. I've hurt myself more doing things around the house than what the vaccine did.
I hope that's us, right?
I know. I truly hope that I win.
You too.
We were just talking about it in the newsroom, but then one of our producers said, of course you hope you win, Maddie. Who else hopes that they don't win? But I remember you dug into the numbers of this and how much vaccination efforts have increased. How many more people are showing up to get their shot because of this?
Yeah, the numbers themselves aren't really showing it that much, but we did call around in our area. For Forsyth County, they actually had a really good story. They said one man came in and he's getting his vaccine, a normal scheduled appointment. They said, do you know about this lottery? And as soon as they told him, he said, hold on. He called 4 of his family members. They all came down. They all got the shot.
That's awesome.
Maybe tomorrow after a winner is picked, more people will start taking advantage of it.
Absolutely. That publicity will really give people the push that they need. But in all of it, you're still helping your neighbors by getting the shot.
That's good. Win-win.